What's up, guys? So for this video, I'm going to be recommending the Winners Trilogy by Marie Rutkowski. This series is going to be a 3-book series following Kestrel and Aaron. The very first book is Winner's Curse, Winner's Crime, and Winner's Kiss. In this series, it is going to be in the Huron Peninsula. So in Huron, the Valorian army took over and enslaved the Huroni people. Kestrel is the daughter of the general for the Valerian army, and she follows in her father's footsteps a lot. She really takes after him in the sense of strategy and war. Her father wants her to join the military. He sees a lot of potential in her, but she's really not a strong character. She's not the best at combat, but she's incredibly witty and very, very strategic and smart. And so we get to see her use those qualities a lot in the entire series. And she really uses it to her advantage. Well, anyways, the book starts off with Kestrel and her friend are at this market and they're doing an auction for slaves. And in the auction, she notices this boy and he instantly catches her attention because he definitely has a very rebellious look to him. And the auctioneer who's selling the slaves, he kind of hints that Aaron can sing. And Kestrel, a big part of her character is that she's really into music. So Kestrel purchases Aaron to be her personal slave, or her slave for her household. The story follows Kestrel and Aaron, the daughter of the general for the Valerian army, and a slave who's Huroni. And they honestly can't help but fall in love. So this is an obvious conflict because we have people from two opposing sides. Everyone has their eyes on Kestrel, so being in this military family, she's really has high expectations for how she's supposed to hold herself and act to the public eye. And she bought a Huroni slave and she's very kind to him and doesn't treat him like a slave. So this is very suspicious for a lot of people. But they form this relationship, this secret relationship. There's a lot of conflict that begins to happen. There's going to be a huge plot twist. What I can say without any spoilers is Aaron and Kestrel's loyalty is really going to be tested in this book. So they are going to have to choose between their, relationship and their feelings for one another and the loyalty to their people. I really enjoyed the romance and kind of the plot in this book. Having a Valorian girl and a Huroni slave have this relationship because it is so forbidden and it's so secretive. It's very much like some Pocahontas vibes. I don't know, he, hates her people and she's supposed to hate his people, it's very, very interesting. And I loved seeing how they worked through that. But this is also just kind of a fun setting too. So it's going to be a setting with horse-drawn carriages. They ride horses in this book, balls, duels, lots of strategy, fighting. And we see a lot of different dynamics, between father and daughter. We see friendship dynamics, a lot of secrets between different characters. And so we get to see how different characters use strategies to their advantage in this. I wish that I could go into more detail to explain that because I'm sure it sounds really confusing, but this is a spoiler-free recommendation. And so you're gonna have to go read it to figure out what I'm talking about. We see a lot of emotion between obviously Kestrel and Aaron because this is partly a romance. And so there's always a little bit of tension or heartbreak or betrayal. There's always something there. That's what makes a good plot. And so there is some emotion there, but then we also see some conflict between Kestrel and her father. And if you are the type of person who really enjoys seeing that conflict between family members, whether it's a parent and child or siblings, like, you know, those can get really emotional. So you're going to see a little bit of that conflict here between Kestrel and her dad. The second and third books are also terrific. My favorite is the third one. And so you have to read all of the books to get to the third one to see why I like it so much. But there's just so much growth, and there's a lot of exciting like battles and suspension. And we're really just like fighting for freedom in this book, because again, remember, we have an enslaved people, the Hurani, that the Valorians took over their land and enslaved the people there. And so this is going to be a lot about liberating people. So just to emphasize my point too, like, this is a very political book. This is technically a fantasy book, but it's not. There's no magic here, really. There's not a ton of world building. And so it is very much more like political and character driven. But that's it, you guys. This was a short little recommendation video. I absolutely love this series. Like, I would definitely put it on my top 5 series for fantasy. I loved the romance. I loved that the characters had something to fight for. But stay tuned for my next video where I will be doing a spoiler-filled book review and rant on this series. Fantastic series. Go do it. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to watch more videos. Bye. Say bye. Bye.